Leap, Hare, Leap by Dom Conlon and Anastasia Izlesou. Dip-dwelling grass grazer, beautiful hare. Ask why she's standing. Ask what she hears. Wait. Listen. The field grass hisses and hare's long ears rise like hands in class. She spies a flash of sunrise, a tail tipped with cloud, and, quick as a sniff, she's a firm-footed leaper. Leap, hare, leap.
I did a lot of research for Leap, Hare, Leap online. I watched a lot of YouTube videos to have a better feeling of their body language, of how they move, and I also researched a lot of photos of hares online to better see the subtle differences between the species. And I think finding the photos of woolly hare was particularly hard.
I didn't choose to write about the hare. The hare chose me in two ways. Firstly, Matthew at Graphic suggested it, but secondly, and more importantly actually, once I'd read about them and spent some time observing them in the wild, I felt drawn to their power, their mystic presence in the landscape, and I knew then I had to write about them. They're beautiful, beautiful animals.
The species of hare I particularly enjoyed illustrating was probably the black-tailed jackrabbit. It has very distinctive features and it lives in a very otherworldly looking desert habitat, and I just really love it. It's a very beautifully confusing name.
So there are loads of amazing, beautiful, varied hares. The Arctic hare is stunning to look at. The Japanese hare is beautiful and interesting, and its behaviours are fascinating. But my favourite hare is the simple brown hare, the hare that we have on the cover. When you've seen one in the wild, and I've seen one standing in the middle of an ancient stone circle, which was an extraordinary experience. When you've seen one, you just fall in love with it. But my favourite fact about hares is probably that they can leap up to 3 metres, which is an extraordinary distance, and it shows just how powerful they are. But I also love the language surrounding them. Form, scrape, leveret, lee. These words feel like parts of a spell to me.
The spread I found most challenging to illustrate is probably the one where the hare encounters the mechanical monster for the first time. As readers, we still don't know what kind of danger that is, and neither does the hare. And whereas in previous spreads, the things that hare has encountered were quite familiar, this is the predator it has never seen before. So I had to find a way of showing this kind of new danger in quite an abstract way without being too literal, and showing the machinery before the spread goes after that.
My favourite illustration from the book, and they're all so incredible. Anastasia's taken my breath away so many times with everything she's drawn. But it's probably the snowy owl. It's the ghost swooper sweeping in. And there's a thrill to the way Anastasia has brought this to life here. This scene is incredible, and I love it.
Throughout the book, Hare travels through quite a variety of environments, so I put quite a bit of research into that, and all of the elements that you can see on the spreads were not selected at random. So probably one of the examples to show would be the Japanese spread, where we can see the native plants like hydrangeas or the native insects like the centipedes. but also a bit of cultural references. Hare escaping the fox and Inari shrines. But I found that including that, both as a fox symbol but also something that brings so much additional symbolism with that, really enriched the spread and the environment. Or a bit more literal, where we have the Mojave Desert, so we can see some Joshua trees outlines on the background, or the agave plants on the foreground, which are all native to this environment, and all the cactus species or the lizard that is present, they were all researched, so there are no elements that wouldn't belong there in real life.
Leap, hare, leap.